Hey there again, Tictackers! A few days ago, on June 28th, the International LGBT Pride Day was celebrated. And like always, we want to join in their celebrations and accomplishments. As we've told you before, respect and equality should be the basis of all our interactions. Every person is free to feel, express, and define themselves as they see fit. This date is also a holiday where many achievements are celebrated, as well as the pride of many people. However, do you know how this celebration actually originated? Today, we'll share with you how it happened. Does the name Stonewall ring a bell? This was a bar in the Greenwich Village neighborhood in New York City that many LGBT+ people used to frequent. In the 60s, their situation was terrible, Tictackers. LGBT+ people were persecuted, discriminated against, and even excluded from society. Relationships between people of the same sex were actually illegal and forbidden by the government. For instance, homosexual people couldn't work as attorneys or doctors, and in many cases, if they manifested their sexual orientation or identity, they would be kicked out of their homes. And so, LGBT+ people would take refuge in particular establishments where nobody would treat them badly for being themselves. And one of those places was the Stonewall Bar. The dark side of this is that many of these establishments, including Stonewall, started being managed by the mafia, and the health conditions weren't very good. However, Stonewall was still considered a sanctuary for LGBT+ people. A place where they could express themselves freely and where they at least wouldn't be persecuted. They could dance together in there, which was forbidden almost everywhere. Police raids were pretty common in establishments like those. The owners of Stonewall had bribed the police in order to keep operating. But nobody imagined what would happen on June 28th of 1969. That day, several policemen bursted into Stonewall. The music stopped, and they started demanding to see the identifications of everyone present. At first, the atmosphere in Stonewall was festive and lively, but everything went south when a policeman saw someone dressed with clothes that, to him, didn't correspond to the sex shown in his identification. Remember, Tictackers, at the time, drag queens and trans people were especially persecuted. They both started arguing, and things started getting more and more tense, especially after a woman started yelling for help when the police tried to shove her into a police car by force. The reason? She was homosexual. And so something unthinkable until that day finally happened. The people in the bar rebelled and started defending themselves by throwing all kinds of objects to the police. So much so that the agents had to hide in the bar. There were riots and many people were arrested. However, this act of rebellion changed everything. Many people put aside their fear and wanted to yell to the world that they felt proud of being who they were. Rallies started taking place on the days after, and more people joined them every time. LGBT+ people started to organize and coordinate their actions. It was the start of something big. More visibility events started taking place, and organizations to fight for equality and respect started being created. And so, exactly a year after the incident in Stonewall, a huge rally took place from the same street to Central Park. Thousands participated, and it was the first manifestation of gay pride. This rally would be followed by many more in the following years, all taking place in different parts of the world. And this helped the laws change so that LGBT+ people would no longer be persecuted. However, in many countries in the world, it is still forbidden to be LGBT+ Tictackers. And so, we need to keep fighting for a world that is just and equal for everyone. Happy LGBT+ Pride Day! If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode!